Hey y'all, welcome back to Neon's Movie Reviews. I'm Neon, this is my review channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Valley Girl, released in 1983. But before I get into this, I just want to say, if you enjoy my content, please give this video a like, really helps out my channel. And we're nearing the very end of the Summer of Nic Cage, probably got about a week and a half left. So still got a bit more content of that going though, so if you want to go ahead and see more of that, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell in the corner to actually get a notification. But Valley Girl, this is a film I've heard about for years. I don't think many people have not heard of this film. Whether or not they've seen it is a different story, but it's a very well-known film. Never saw it. Was intrigued about it, but it was never really something I was interested in. This is a film everybody should fucking see. Really holds up, does not feel dated. I mean, it's definitely an 80s movie, but the themes are still fucking true. I mean, it's a play on Romeo and Juliet. It's always going to be relevant. But basic plot is you've got Julie and Randy. Randy's a punk kid from the city, and she's a valley girl from the valley. And they meet, they're completely different, but they're fascinated by one another and they fall in love. But then Julie's friends start getting in the way. They start making her feel bad because she's dating somebody that they don't like, somebody that doesn't fit in with their circle. And it's all about that. But really, really good cast. You've got, I jotted everybody's down because you got Deborah. There, let me grab these. You got Deborah Foreman, you got Nick Cage, you got Elizabeth Daily, who is a lot of voice acting, but you would probably recognize her from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. She's the girl that likes Pee-wee, that Pee-wee's too immature to even notice. You got Michael Bowen as Tommy. He's a fucking asshole like he normally plays. Really good at that role. You got Heidi Holicker, you've got Michelle Meyrink, Cameron Dye, Frederick Forrest, Lee Purcell, and Colleen Camp. So really good cast all around. Everybody's got their moment. Like nobody is left aside. There's a couple characters that could have had more development, but they weren't needed to. The one character, which is Elizabeth Daly's Lauren, hers is the one character I felt that they could have done a lot more with. Because there's a part early in the film where after Julie breaks up with her current boyfriend, Tommy, played by Michael Bowen, he starts pursuing one of her closest friends, Lauren, and kind of starts taking advantage of her while she's drunk. One thing starts leading to another, and then she asks him kind of before the act begins, but it's still gone a bit of a ways, that, does this mean we're going steady? And he's just like, no, what the hell? I think you're actually a horrible friend to be taking advantage of, and all this kind of stuff. He starts putting it all on her. And throughout the rest of the film, she is stuck in this, like, a bit of conflict where she knows how much of an asshole that Tommy is, but she never speaks up, because she knows that he knows that the only reason she knows how much of an asshole he is because she's not a good friend. So both of them have that ammo against one another. But I really thought that they were going to do more with that character and more with that subplot, but nothing ever comes of it. She's just constantly just like, like that's kind of how she is throughout the whole film. And that's my one complaint about this. Everything else in this movie I fucking loved. Nick Cage is really good as Randy. He's like, you really believe it, and you really believe that he cares a lot about Julie, which ironically he didn't even have to act. Nick Cage had this massive crush on the actress. So like when you're seeing him looking all googly-eyed and everything, that's just Nick Cage. They just were catching Nick Cage's feelings on camera. So, but that did make it more difficult when they went back to reshoot to film their breakup scene later on in the film. I'm talking about some slight spoilers, but like all in all, you know how this story works. It's hard to spoil this. I'm not gonna go into the shocking things, but not too much shocking shit. But so the breakup scene between them was really interesting. Like I felt it was very passionate. I felt a lot of emotion in that scene, but I did not know that Nick Cage and Deborah were dating at the time and were madly in love with one another. So it was very difficult for them, both of them, to get through this scene. And I know the Deborah had to like remember past boyfriends and past breakups to be able to get into that, and like, yeah. So that was kind of cool. Also found out that the actress Elizabeth Daily, who plays Lauren, she had no idea how to do a Valley Girl accent or persona, because she's not from the Valley. She doesn't hang out with those types of people. She fucking hates them. So she worked with the director, and they got a workaround. And her character is from Malibu. She's not from the Valley, so she fits in, but she's not one of them. And that's kind of the thing. That's why she's another reason why I found it would have been so much more interesting to have her character be more developed upon. But you got a lot of other stuff going on in this movie with all the side characters. Like, there's a graduate love triangle thing going on between one of Julie's friends and her stepmom and this boy that both of them like. So that was kind of fun. Very, very unexpected to see that in this film. And there's a great moment where she does this reference to The Graduate, trying to lead him on that, like, hey, yeah, I'm an older woman, I want to be with you. Like, she's doing this hint, and he's not seen the movie because he doesn't pick up on the hint. And so he's just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you get a lot of little things like that in this. Julie's parents are fucking hilarious as well. They're played by Frederick Forrest and Colleen Camp, who ironically also had a fucking scene-stealing scene together in Apocalypse Now. So Frederick Forrest, he played Chef in that, who's probably the best actor in the whole movie. Like, not in terms of longevity, like career-wise, but like for that movie, he's the best fucking actor. And in that, so he's Chef, and then Colleen Camp, she played the Playboy girl that there's the Playboy scene with him. And so yeah, it was kind of cool to see them back together as a husband and wife, and still really liking one another, but like it was fun to see them play off of one another again. This is also the official screen debut of Nic Cage. So before this, he'd done work, but he was always credited as Nicolas Coppola. This is the first time he became Nicolas Cage. So lot of stuff going on with this film behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. The director is somebody that I'm not too familiar with her work. It's what's her name? Martha Coolidge. But she's done a lot of work, but the only thing I'm really familiar with of hers is Real Genius, which came out just a few years after this. She actually uses a lot of the same actors as that were in this, but if you've seen Real Genius, very comparable type of film. This one is a little more titillating because that's what the studio wanted. Apparently, they had a requirement of her to put in 4 breast shots in the movie, so that way they could keep the interest of the younger male audience. I love studio execs, gotta love them. But all in all, the film really works, and for it being kind of titillating and everything, they were able to get that R rating, which allowed them a lot more freedom to deal with the more harder stuff, the more realistic stuff, and that's really where this film comes through. I think if they had gone for a much more tame film, gone for like a PG or a PG-13 rating, probably would have been PG, because PG-13 I don't think had come out yet, but definitely would not have been as powerful of a film. This film worked really well. The profanity in it is also really well done. Most of the profanity is done by Nic Cage, which is very fitting to his character. It's something that's introduced very early on, that he cusses. And I think there's like 20-25 uses of fuck in this movie. 99% of them are him. And the only other time is when Julie says like fuck off or something like that to her friends, and it's a direct influence from him. So I thought that was kind of cool that all the profanity was character focused and influence focused. It was really cool. But yeah, all in all, like, fucking great movie. Like, highly, highly recommend this movie. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. There's some things in it that just, like I said, there's some things that they could have done a little bit better, or just fleshed out a little bit more, done a little bit more over here with this character. But all in all, I really, really like this movie. And I was reading up on IMDb about it. Apparently, this is like one of Kevin Smith and his wife's all-time favorite movies. Apparently, when his wife went into labor, he like grabbed Valley Girls, the DVD, and so that they took it to the hospital with them, so that they could watch it while she was in labor. And like I read that, and I was like, you know what? Especially if I grew up at that time, yes, absolutely. This is a film I really am happy that I've seen. It's a film, I watched it on Amazon Prime, but I'm going to definitely be picking this up. This is a film I want in my collection. This is a very, very good film. I'm even kind of intrigued about the remake that just came out. I was really turned off by it while watching this movie because I was like, oh, it's a 2020 PG-13 remake of this. God, that's going to be bad. It's not going to have any of the punch. But it seems to be being told from somebody in 2020, retelling this story to somebody else, and like they're turned it into a musical. So and like the person that is being told the story calls them out. It's like, what, you were singing and dancing? That's how I remember it. So I'm intrigued. I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near as good as this, but I'm curious to check it out at some point. But yeah, what did you guys think of this? Have you seen Valley Girl? If you have, what are your thoughts on this movie? This is a film that like I've seen featured all over the place, but nobody really talks about this movie anymore. Yeah, let me know what you thought. That's gonna wrap this up. I've got a lot more content coming out next week, and then probably a week after that, we are gonna be done with the Summer of Nic Cage, and we'll be going on into new things. Thankfully. Not that I'm sick that I don't like Nick Cage. I think he's a fantastic actor. I'm just sick of seeing his face every goddamn day. But yeah, catch you next time, and hope you stay safe. Enjoy the holiday weekend, all.